Now today from same chapter, chapter 12, I am going to explain about measure to modernize and commercialize agriculture in Nepal. Now, yesterday we have learned about the importance of agriculture, the phases of agriculture of Nepal. So, when you have learned the phases of Nepal, we have found that Nepalese agriculture is not so advanced, not so commercialized, not so modernized. So, how can the Nepalese agriculture system can be modernized and commercialized? Because until unless we cannot modernize and commercialize agriculture sectors, then what means the farmer of the country cannot get maximum benefit from agriculture, sir. The GDP collection from agriculture sectors cannot be more. So it's very important that for better practice of agriculture systems, for better collection of GDP, for better of farmers, it's very important that agricultural practice which is done in Nepal should be commercialized and modernized. Because you all know also that Nepal is such country where maximum people are farmers. Their main source of income is farming. They do agriculture. So it is very important that agricultural system should be commercialized. Now I am going to explain you how the agricultural practice, agricultural system can be modernized and commercialized in Nepal. So I am going to explain you in point wise. Now number one here, selection of crops. Now it is said that to make the agricultural practice more modernized and commercialized, the proper selection of crops should be done. For what type of soils, for what type of atmospheric conditions, what type of crops are suitable. The farmer should know, because farmer at present what they do that without knowing the atmospheric conditions, without doing the appropriate research and investigation of soil, they plant whatever crops they like. So that will not give them sufficient yielding capacity of crops. More crops cannot be yield, more crops cannot be produced. So it's very important that for what type of crops, what type of soil is important, and what type of soil should be used, that the farmer should know. And what type of atmospheric conditions, because weather conditions also should know that what type of atmospheric conditions, what type of crops are suitable, that also should be known and crops should be selected. Now use of modern technology and equipment. Now next is what? At present you all know that Nepal is such country which is not so modernized and not so commercialized also. And he said that the even farmer of Nepal, who are in 21st century, still they use what? Traditional tools and equipment for farming. So by using that traditional tools and equipment, the farmer cannot do more harvesting also, farmer cannot get maximum benefit also. So what they have to do? They have to use modern tools and equipment, modern technology they have to use, like using this tractor, threshers, or many other hand tractors, many other that which they can use to modernize the farming systems. Because until unless they don't do that, what means they cannot harvest more crops and they cannot be more benefited. For that, government also should play active roles. The tools and equipment that farmer they use, on that government should reduce the tax so that the price of such goods should be decreased and farmer can get maximum benefit, so that farmer can afford that, so that farmer can buy that. So government should also play active roles, like for example tractors. The tractors which they import from other country, they should do decrease on the tax of that tractor, because when the tractors are paid high tax, what happens? The farmer have to pay maximum price to buy that tractor, and many farmers they can't afford that. So for that government should play active role. So government should decrease the amount of tax on such things with the farmer uses. The machine and tools with the farmer uses on such things, government should decrease the tax, so that farmer can buy in cheap price and they can utilize and they can harvest more crops. Now management of irrigation facility. Now irrigation facility, irrigation is the lifeblood of crops. Without irrigation facility, crops cannot grow. Crops cannot grow successfully, because in the absence of irrigation facility, crops are no more. So very important that there should be proper management of irrigation facility in the farming land, and government should build different have irrigation project, different have irrigation facilities should be provided to the farmers, so that whenever they need water to irrigate their crops, they should know. Plus, farmer also should know that when they have to irrigate their crop and at what amount they have to irrigate, that also should be known by the farmer. Many people, sometimes what they do when they will irrigate, their farm, easily what means they will, put water more than required. That is also not good for the crops. Suppose we will plant maize. Now, when you irrigate our maize, usually what means we doesn't know at what amount of water should be, used there or put there. We'll put more than required. And plus, at what times, when should we use that water, to irrigate that maize? That also we don't have proper idea. So such type of idea also should be given by the, trainer to the farmers, so that they can irrigate, the right quantity at right times, so that the crops can grow properly. Next, use of fertilizer and high yielding seeds. Now next it is said that at present the fertilizers also should be used in our field, in our crops, because for more yielding, fertilizer are very important. They will provide better atmospheric environment for the crops also, and crops also will grow successfully. All the require their nutrients like calcium, vitamin, proteins, nitrogen, hydrogen, everything they will get from those fertilizers. So all the nutrients that they need for their growth crops, they will get from fertilizers. So fertilizer is very important. And next it is said that high yielding seeds. Now high yielding seed means usually when we use the seeds for planting, usually what means we use normal seeds. They are not so well sterilized, So we have to use such type of seeds, which are properly developed by different our companies. Those seeds which can give us more crops, or those seedlings which can give us more crops, such seedlings should be selected. For that, the government should play the active roles. Government should be able to provide better seedlings to the farmers, so that farmer can get can harvest more crops. Next, rotation and diversification of crops. Now, rotation and diversification of crops means, usually what means, in Nepal we have system that out of 12 months we use our soil only for 3 months. Rest of the 9th month they are just barren, they are unused. And when that do what means, that will not increase the fertility of the soil also, and from that same field we cannot get more benefit, or farmer can get benefit. Now we have trained that usually in rainy seasons we will plant paddy. After 2-3 months we will harvest that paddy. After harvesting paddy, that field is remaining what? Barren, unused. So that is not good for the farmers, that is not good for the country. Farmer can get maximum benefit. For that, farmers should have knowledge of doing rotation of the crops. Means on different month, or different season of the years, different type of crops should be grown, okay, or planted in same field. So when that do what means? What means? The fertility of the soil also remains better. Soil also remains soft, and it will also from that also what means, rotation also, from the diversification also what means, farmer can get more benefit, because it is that from same field in one season we can harvest paddy, in another season we can harvest maize, in another season we can harvest another cash crops and another crops. So when you do in a year from same field we can harvest 3 or 4 types of crops. So harvesting 3 or 4 types of crops and using for different crops, different type of fertilizer, different type of agricultural practice, that will maintain the fertility level of the soil, and that will give maximum benefit for the farmers. So for that, government also should play active role. Government should also facilitate the farmers. Government also should encourage the farmers to do this, diversification of crops, and farmer can have more crops, farmer can have quality crops, and farmer can get more benefit from that. Now, update knowledge and training to farmer. Now, update knowledge means, is what means, we Nepali are farmers, we do farming, but we don't have sufficient knowledge about farming. who don't have whatever tools and equipment, whatever machinery can be used in our farming, we still think of that plow, using ox. But at present, to plow field, whatever machinery can be used, when those machinery can be used, we don't have knowledge. When you use fertilizers, when you use insecticides, pesticides, whatever fertilizer, insecticide, pesticide we use, we don't have that knowledge. For whatever crops, whatever fertilizer, whatever insecticide, whatever pesticide can be used, we don't have proper knowledge. So that knowledge should be given to the farmer. So farmer should be made aware regarding farming practice and plus training to the farmer. Training to the farmer is also very important, because at present, when a farmer use different type of insecticides, pesticides, different type of fertilizers, when they use different type of machinery, tools and equipments, they don't have proper knowledge how to utilize them, when to utilize, how can they be used in the farming. They don't have proper knowledge, ideas. So proper training also should be given to the farmers. So when the training is given to the farmers, they can have the best use of such thing, they can use properly, and after that they can have more crops. So today in this video I will explain you all how to modernize and how to commercialize the agricultural system in Nepal. Okay, thank you all of you.